I thought I'd do a card reading since what started my spiritual journey was having tarot cards because of the symbols the cards would represent and the story it would tell when I would do the cards. It was a way for me to see what my life was going through at the time just by the stories in the cards itself. So I decided I would do that, and I wanted to use my original, my first deck of tarot cards, and I will use them eventually. I just have to find them. So I decided to use the card decks that I do have, which is the Messages from Your Angels from Doreen View True. Um, these are actually the only deck of cards I have besides my tarot cards. I need to look into buying more. For me personally, my tarot cards were really the ones I liked using, but I do occasionally like using these cards just for insight when I need it. So I went ahead and pulled out the cards. I selected 3 for the masculine and 3 for the feminine. So the masculine is the alpha, which is going to represent the physical, and then the omega is going to represent the spiritual. And then I have one card to represent the whole as a combine, the two as one. And so let me start with the masculine, the alpha cards. So the first card I have is Archangel Raphael. And he says, I'm helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. So what this card represents is that with everything happening with the energy and everything, physically, we're going to see the changes. We're seeing the changes physically because of everything that's been going on in the inner. So what's happening is we are healing physically, like things will be changing. Depending on your situation, maybe if you have an illness, that is going to get better. If you live somewhere where it's not really a good place, it could get better. It's all about things changing for the better. Even if it appears like it's not, if it appears like it's not a good thing, because like let's say your relationship ends or maybe your job is no longer what you want, we have to see these changes as something that's taking us to a better place. It's taking us a step up to where we were. In truth, the ascension that we are going through as a whole, as a planet, everything we're going through is to step up, to get a step higher, to get from being stuck to unstuck. So the way I see it is like the sun and the moon, where the sun goes down and then the moon appears, and then as the moon fades away, the sun appears. So it's a constant ending and rebirth, ending, rebirth, just like the phoenix as it rises and then it dies to rise again. It's a constant movement, constant flow, and that is what Mother Father is, the divine, the yin yang symbol. It's a constant movement, constant flow. They are always working together to make things move to the changes. That's what changes is for it to bring about whatever is for your higher good. And that's what we're doing. We're raising our consciousness. So we are stepping up, like stepping up on stairs. It's one step above. And then we let go and we keep going up one step at a time. So in a sense, dying is letting go. You're releasing everything that is no longer for your good. Even if you think it's for your good, but your higher self knows that no, it's not for your higher good, and you let it go. It's like, in a sense, it's like dying because you're releasing it, you're letting it go. Because when you die, you don't take nothing with you. It's complete surrender to the divine. And that's what we're doing. We're going back to the divine. So we are healing ourselves to be the oneness that we are again. So the second card for the males, the alpha male, is Rosetta. And it says, you have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. So with everything we're going through, all these changes that are happening in the physical, we are helping the children because we're letting go of the old consciousness. We're letting go of the old beliefs, the limited beliefs that held us in prison, and imprisoned us. So we are letting it all go. We're breaking down the structure because we are rebuilding a new world, a new way of seeing, believing, and that's the oneness. We are becoming the oneness. So with doing this, we are helping the children, helping, if you have children, helping your children for a better life, to see more with their soul than with limiting them, controlling them with the ego self. Because that's what a lot of parents did in the past, because that's what their parents did to them, is that with their ego personality, they all they did was control and limited their children. And if that's how you grew up, well, it structured you to where you were limited, where you're going through all this we're going through all this awakening to get out of that limited old belief. So with the new children, with the rainbow children, crystal children, it's they're more to where they're open and more in their spiritual self. And we're learning to be that, to be where they are already. So, if you are meant to teach children or help children, or if you have children, everything you're going through is to help you to be like them, because they're the next generation. So what we're doing is just helping the next generation for them to be more in touch with their true self and not limited them in becoming something they're not, making them go through what we went through, to be more open and free, to have more love, what true love is, which is freedom. And the last one for the males, the alpha male, I'm not sure how to say this name, Azure, I think. So this card says, your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. So with this card, it's just basically saying that, what our higher self is doing is to make our lives to where it is going to be what we want. It's just we have to go through what we're going through so we can get rid of everything that's going to block it. Because basically, what we're going through is, for the awakening, is to get rid of all the blockages, because the blockages will block us from our outcome, from our desired outcome. So everything we're going through is to break free and to allow our outcome to happen, whatever it is we want to happen, because we are the creator of our life. So now I'm going to the feminine, the Omega. So the first card for the Omega is Merlina. And this card says, you are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. So the alpha males were dealing with the physical. So now we're dealing with the omega side, which is going to be the inner, everything that we don't see. So with everything happening in the physical, it's just confusing us, because we don't know what's going to happen. With everything falling apart, we have to rebuild. And we just don't, it's like we want our desired outcome, but we just don't know how it's going to happen. And that's why for the alpha one, why it said your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith. Don't try to force it to happen. So basically, we have to just surrender to the process. We have to surrender, know that our higher self is guiding us, and to trust our intuition, and for us to just trust whatever comes to our mind and not try to get too much into what do I do? What do I do? What do I do next? Like, just to be calm, be patient, relax, and just allow everything to go the way it's, with the flow, with the movement. Because being indecisive, being confused, it blocks the situation because you're trying to force it to happen. So it goes with the alpha card that don't try to force it to happen, to just allow. So the second card is Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So since this is an Omega card, it's dealing with having the new positive to be shown into the physical. Because everything happens on the inner first, then it shows in the physical. So everything is happening on the inside, like the spiritual, where we can't see it. But we help it by being positive and by imagining and just being one with ourselves and just following our happiness, knowing what it is what we want. Because we have so much confusion, but if we just let go and let things flow, that we will be guided to where it's going to be, where we're going to be happy, what's going to make us happy. It's just all in divine timing. And the movement will usher the positive new energy. Like the new energy you feel that you have inside, it will show in the physical by a new home or a new place of employment, environment. Whatever it is that what your desired outcome is. Like, you want a change, or a change is in the works, and you just have to allow it so it can manifest in the physical. And so the third card for the Omega is Astara. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires, and don't compromise. So this card is saying that, you are the Alpha and Omega. You are the oneness that you are, the divine Mother, Father, God. We are the image of Father, Mother, God, Alpha and Omega. So it's like we are taught by separation that we're not good enough or worthy, but this card is saying you deserve the best. You are worthy. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires, and don't. Underline the don't. And don't compromise. Like, don't tell yourself that you don't deserve it, or that it cannot happen, or, believe that it can. Just allow it. It's more about allowing the outcome, your desired outcome, to occur. Just to have faith and patience, and don't try to force it to happen. It's just about knowing that you do deserve it, knowing without a doubt you do deserve it, and knowing that in the physical it will reflect you. That's what the Alpha and Omega do. They reflect each other. The divine masculine and divine feminine, they reflect each other. They are two opposites, the male and female, but they reflect each other, the white and the black. Two different worlds, but they reflect each other. Unless they are separated, unless they are blocked, that is how they don't reflect themselves. But what these cards are saying is that if you just allow and be with your divine self and let everything happen, it will be your desired outcome. So, the physical and spiritual are working together. It's just we, have the choice if we're going to make them be enemies against each other and not work with each other, or to work together, which is reflecting each other. So when the Alpha and Omega work together, they reflect each other. They're the two as one. But like with ego, the separation that separates the male and female, the shadow self, when they don't reflect each other, they work against each other, which means the unbalance. And that's what this world is. It's all unbalanced. It's all showing us what we don't want, because we created that from long, long time ago, since the beginning of civilization, of choosing to have them separate then united as one, to have power struggles and everything. But the cards here are showing that they are working together. It's just we have to allow it, to allow the physical and the spiritual to work together, to be reflected. And so we come to the last card, which is represents the two as one, and that is Layla. Spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. So what this card represents is that being in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions, and asking for help to stay positive is what is going to help you to allow what it is you desire to be in the physical, to be manifested, for the positive new energies to come out into the physical, and to be what it is you manifest, because you are the creator of your life. So it's just saying that for the two to become one, for the spiritual and physical to work together, meditating is a good way to do that, because it helps us to focus on our inner self. Nature helps, because nature is mother, and it is the physical as well. So meditating is a way to get into our inner, and nature is a way to get with the physical, and to just put the two as one, and for our desires to be a part of what we want in this world, to be manifested. And that's why it says, ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective, because the positive is the two as one, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Two opposites, but together make a completion, a wholeness. And that's what we're doing, and that with the ascension and everything. And so the card reading is just showing that everything we're going through is to get to what we truly want, because we buried it. We buried what we really wanted because we believed we couldn't have it, or denied ourselves of having what we wanted. So we buried hidden treasure inside of ourselves, and right now we're digging it up, we're digging it out. So like if you're going through any changes, like physically or mentally, emotionally, it's really to get deeply into yourself, so you could really just come out of your shell. Like even if you're an outgoing person, you might not be yourself around others, because you feel like maybe you have to be someone you're not to please them. But with all this energy emerging, it's making us come out of ourselves, like to really shine, to really just be our true, authentic self. And that's the important word I really want to focus on, is authentic. our true self and not hide ourselves anymore. So I hope this card reading helped, and I'm going to add another video to go with this, just because it was bringing so much information as I did this card reading, just information I just want to put in another video, and you could click and just check it out. And I do hope everything goes good for your journey and that everything does manifest whatever it is you truly want. For me personally, I'm going through the same thing, so I'm truly wanting to manifest everything I desire. So this card reading looks hopeful and positive, and that's how it should be. Like, everything should be to where we know we will receive it, because we are the creator of our life. Take care, and I hope your journey gets even better and better. Namaste.